The difference between crushing and falling in love can be quite distinct, encompassing emotional depth, duration, and the nature of the attachment. Infatuation. A crush is typically a surface-level infatuation. It's usually based on a brief interaction or a superficial aspect of the person. Idealization. People often project their ideals and desires onto their crush, which means they like the idea of the person more than the actual person. Short-lived. Crushes can come and go quickly, often dissipating after a short period or once the person has a chance to get to know the other person better. Fantasy. There is usually more fantasy than reality in a crush. It's often about daydreaming in what-if scenarios. Falling in love, on the other hand, typically involves deep emotional connection. Love is about forming a deep, emotional bond with someone, which includes accepting their flaws and admiring their strengths. Long-term potential. Love is oriented towards the long term, involving plans and a desire to go through life's challenges together. Personal investment. There is a willingness to invest time, energy, and emotion into building and maintaining a relationship. Reality-based. Love is grounded in reality, where both the good and the not-so-good traits of the partner are seen and embraced. The transition from a crush to love can happen, but it involves getting to know the person on a deeper level, beyond the initial infatuation. Falling in love usually involves a mix of emotional intimacy, commitment, and passion, which takes time to develop. Crush. Physical attraction. It often starts with physical attraction and can be triggered by a person's appearance or certain traits that seem appealing. Limited knowledge. There's usually limited personal knowledge about the other person, which can lead to a lot of speculation and imagination about who they are. Intensity. The feelings in a crush can be intense but shallow, often with an anxious or obsessive quality to them. No commitment. There's typically no commitment involved in a crush. It's more about the feeling than about taking actions or making decisions based on it. Falling in love. Mutual affection and respect. Love is characterized by mutual feelings of affection, respect, and consideration for each other's well-being. Emotional vulnerability. Falling in love makes people feel vulnerable as they open up and share their deepest thoughts, fears, and hopes. Sacrifice and compromise. Love often involves a willingness to sacrifice personal desires and compromise to ensure the happiness of the other person. Growth in partnership. Love can lead to personal growth, and there's a sense of partnership where both individuals support each other's dreams and ambitions. It's important to note that everyone experiences these feelings differently, and the boundary between a crush and love can sometimes be blurred. Over time, a crush can evolve into love as two people get to know each other better and build a strong, emotional connection. However, not all crushes lead to love, and that's perfectly normal as well. Crush. Idealization versus reality. A crush often involves an idealized version of someone rather than the real person. It's easy to overlook flaws and construct a perfect image in your mind. Excitement and anxiety. Having a crush can feel exciting but also cause anxiety because of the uncertainty about the other person's feelings. Fantasy and projection. There's a strong element of fantasy involved with crushes, where you might project your desires and wants onto the other person, imagining what a relationship could be like. Focus on self. The feelings in a crush are often about how the other person makes you feel, rather than about who they are. It can be more self-centered in nature. Falling in love. Depth of knowing. Love is about truly knowing someone, their values, dreams, and imperfections, and appreciating them as a whole. Emotional stability. While love can certainly have moments of excitement, it generally brings a sense of calm and stability to your life. Reciprocity. Love involves a mutual exchange of feelings and affection. It's about both giving and receiving. Commitment to reality. When you love someone, you commit to the person as they are, not an idealized version of them. This includes a willingness to face challenges together. In essence, while a crush may represent a powerful and often fleeting attraction, love signifies a deeper bond and commitment. The experience of moving from a crush to love can be transformative, requiring an honest and often vulnerable assessment of one's feelings and the willingness to embrace another person in their entirety. Crush. Uncertainty and limerence. The term, limerence, describes a state of mind resulting from romantic attraction, characterized by obsessive thoughts and fantasies. A crush often involves this sort of involuntary, intense passion and longing for reciprocation. No significant changes in life plans. With a crush, individuals are less likely to change their life plans. The infatuation doesn't typically prompt a re-evaluation of goals or future plans to include the other person. Physical and emotional response. The physical response to a crush can be intense, with symptoms like butterflies in the stomach, blushing, and a racing heart. Emotionally, the mood can swing dramatically based on the crush's actions. Social media stalking. In the digital age, having a crush might involve scrolling through the person's social media profiles, looking for insights or imagined connections. Falling in love. Integration into life. Love involves integrating the other person into your life, making room for their needs, and considering them in your decisions. Deep emotional support. Love is marked by a deep level of emotional support and a desire to help the other person grow, even if it requires personal sacrifice or compromise. Partnership and teamwork. In love, there's a sense of partnership and teamwork. Decisions are made together, and there's a shared responsibility for the relationship's success. Intimacy beyond the physical. Emotional intimacy becomes just as important, if not more so, than physical attraction. Sharing personal fears, hopes, and dreams is a hallmark of love. Ultimately, the transition from a crush to love is not just about a change in feelings but also a shift in how two people interact, prioritize each other, and envision a shared future. It is not merely the increase in the intensity of feelings but the maturation and evolution of those feelings into something more sustainable and profound. Psychological aspects of a crush. Novelty and dopamine. Crushes are often driven by the novelty of the attraction, triggering a release of dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. Idealized perceptions. Individuals with a crush tend to fill in the gaps of what they don't know about the person with positive traits and idealizations. Euphoria and daydreaming. A crush can induce euphoria and an almost addictive cycle of daydreaming and fantasy that focuses on potential scenarios with the person of interest. Psychological aspects of falling in love. Attachment and oxytocin. Falling in love leads to the development of attachment, where oxytocin, often called the love hormone, plays a significant role in bonding. Authentic understanding. There's an earnest effort to understand the other person's true self, including their vulnerabilities and less desirable traits. Emotional investment and interdependence. Love involves a deep emotional investment and a willingness to become interdependent, considering the other person's needs alongside one's own. Behavioral changes from crush to love. From flirting to building. While a crush might involve a lot of flirting and superficial interactions, love shifts towards building a deeper connection and nurturing a genuine relationship. Inclusion in social circles. As the relationship deepens, individuals falling in love include each other in broader social circles, introducing them to friends and family. Consistency over time. Unlike the fleeting nature of crushes, love is consistent and persists over time, often growing stronger in the face of challenges. Emotional evolution. From anxiety to comfort. The anxiety and uncertainty of a crush can evolve into a comfortable and secure attachment as love develops. Selflessness. In love, there's a transition from the self-centered nature of a crush to a more altruistic concern for the well-being of the other person. Conflict resolution. As love matures, individuals learn to navigate conflicts and disagreements, viewing them as opportunities for growth rather than threats. The progression from a crush to love can be gradual and imperceptible at first, but these distinctions help to clarify the transformation from an initial attraction to a profound and lasting emotional bond. Cognitive shifts. From imagination to knowledge. Early crushes are marked by imagination and speculation. As a relationship progresses towards love, this gives way to concrete knowledge about the person's beliefs, experiences, and life goals. Re-evaluation of priorities. Love often leads to a re-evaluation of personal priorities and values. What was once important may shift as individuals align their goals with those of their partner. Long-term planning. People in love tend to include their partners in their long-term planning, considering their partner's presence as a given in the envisioning of their future. Emotional maturation. Consolidation of feelings. The volatile highs and lows of a crush can consolidate into a stable affection that characterizes love. Empathy and compassion. There's a significant increase in empathy and compassion towards a partner when in love, caring deeply about their emotional and physical well-being. Secure attachment. Moving away from the anxious attachment of a crush, love often signifies a secure attachment, where partners feel safe and interconnected without the fear of abandonment. Behavioral indicators. Consistent effort. The effort in a relationship becomes consistent and intentional in love, as opposed to the sporadic and often impulsive efforts seen with crushes. Shared experiences. Couples in love actively seek out shared experiences that create memories and deepen their bond. Support during adversity. Love is marked by the willingness to support each other during times of adversity, standing as a united front against challenges. This multifaceted transition from a crush to love is not merely about the duration of the feelings but the qualitative change in how two individuals relate to, understand, and commit to each other. It is a dynamic process that evolves with shared experiences, challenges overcome together, and the mutual enrichment of each other's lives.
Thank you for joining us in this journey through the many facets of love and learning. We hope this video has inspired and touched your heart. If you found value in today's discussion and want to continue exploring the depths of love and knowledge, please consider subscribing our channel here. Our next video promises to be another enlightening chapter in the journey of love and learning. Be sure to join us here. Until we meet again, I'm Eileen, signing off. See you in the next video.